we've just come out of the age of Pisces, right? And this age of Pisces is known as the Dark Ages, right? And the Mayans would call the last day, when? Saw the movie 2012? 2012. So according to the Mayan calendar, the end of days, the end of the days of Pisces was at the end of 2012. Something December, I think it was 21 or something, wasn't it? Yeah? Right. So in fact, astronomically, it is a new age. So it's not just the spiritual guys saying it, the guys with the telescopes are also saying it. So at last they agree that the end of days has come, and we are in a new age now, the age of Aquarius. And it moves in retrograde. Isn't this interesting? It moves in the opposite direction as our calendar zodiac would move. Because in these levels, each next level moves in the opposite direction. They inverse of each other in terms of the wheels of time, right? So now this is an interesting thing, because what this brings us to is, if time is a circle, and if summer keeps coming after every winter, then so too is the case with knowledge. So too is the case with what we receive, what is brought to us, what is available to us comes, right? And so it's a true saying that there's nothing new in this world. It just keeps turning and turning. And it revisits us again and again. We get to do it again and again. And time is a circle, right? And against this backdrop of these cycles of time, this novel is written. Okay, this novel is about a guy called Joshua. And Joshua is a young engineer from Cape Town. And he lost his fiancée when they were 4 or 5 years into their relationship. And this really had a huge impact on how he saw life and how he saw love. The fact that death could just come and snatch it away changed him and caused him to climb with reckless abandon, to climb the highest mountains, to face death regularly by his own hand, so as to combat it in his life and to bring it to the surface. This is Joshua. On this journey, he gets trapped in an avalanche on his way down. And he is taken to a cave where these monks have been guarding the secrets to conquer death for almost 3 millennia. And he arrives there, and they tell him that he is the messenger that will deliver this message to the world. Okay, and of course he thinks it's absolute nonsense. He doesn't believe in any of this, right? And the story then describes his journey in learning about the more subtle aspects of life and what he experiences on taking that message back to the world. Okay, the bad guy is a terrorist that believes that this message is a Buddhist plot to destroy Islam. And to him, this messenger and the message he's carrying should be destroyed, because it promotes this whole propaganda of the Buddhists that are revolting. And this is true history, by the way. It's real history of the struggle between between Islam and Buddhism from 1,000 years ago, from 1,500 years ago to the present day. Echoes as a theme. So what is the way of the new age, and what secrets does it have to show us? My whole context that I'm giving for the background sounds very serious. It sounds very intellectual, doesn't it? Right? I think that is just to give you the context of the background, that it's against solid science. But the story itself is fun. Okay, the story itself is not a serious story. It's a thriller. And rather than tell, it shows how these things function in life, and what this character of us, this Joshua, goes through. So the character of Joshua was loosely based on someone I know. All the characters in the book are loosely based on people that I've come across in life, that I've had the honor of spending time with. So it's a work of fiction. So Joshua is still a fictional character. He doesn't really exist. But he's based on, the whole story is based on the truth. So it's a story of fiction. It's a tale of fiction, but a story of truth. So it's based on real people, but it's not exactly true to the person. Yeah. If there's one thing that we need to understand in life, it is death, and what death is. Death hides in our subconsciousness. It is the mother of all fears. It's the root of all fears. Just as the root of our identification is this body. And it was crucial to contextualize death as part of the story, as part of the theme. And how we are able, us people of the new age, to step beyond this thing we fear the most. So that is the reason. I think that's the one thing. You'll find two things in the book. One is the central theme, the setting of the landscape of this place we live in. And then secondly, the way to conquer it, the techniques. And then the experiences of those that are walking the path. For our reader, for our community that will create the story in their minds, Joshua's story, for it to become their story, they need the secrets. They need the keys. They need the keys to do what he's doing. So this is the first book in a trilogy. This is the first book in a set of three adventures for Joshua. So the series is called the Joshua series, and the first book is really about the message. And the message is the Keys of Yama. So we decided that would be the best title for it. Yama, of course, means death. Yama is the god of death to Buddhists, to Hindus, to many religions. And so the keys to conquer death was the concept, and it became the Keys of Yama. I think one of the main themes in the book is apotheosis. To describe apotheosis, it would be the journey of man to godliness. So one of the big spiritual questions that we all face in our religions is, can man, that includes women, can man become God? So Joshua was loosely based on the name Yeshua, which, as we know, is the birth name, the given name of Jesus. And the question was, the question that all the churches and all the different doctrines in Christianity struggle with is was he born God, or did he become God? So in other words, Was it so from the beginning? And a huge part of the Christian religion and the forming of the Orthodox Church around 300 after Christ is based around this. So you had a group of people saying that Jesus became God, the Iranians, and you had a group of people saying no, Jesus is an emanation of God. He was God from the first day, and they were called the Nicerians. And the big meetings around the 300-year BC was around this concept. So what we did was we took that theme of apotheosis and built it. It's built very solidly into the story. So in other words, and I'll let you discover it as you read it. As with many things in life, the answer is often not what you think. It's often not a choice. So what you find in life is there's many theories about God. There's emanationism, there's creationism, and all these theories, different groups and different churches and different people support these different theologies. So it had to be Joshua. It all comes back to a simple thing called awareness. Your awareness determines what you think is real and determines the boundaries of what you think is real. So your awareness determines the context of your perception of reality. Is it possible for us as humans today to experience something more than just physical embodiment? Yes. Is it possible for us to grasp and to experience that we are more than the body? Yes. And that's what these keys do. These keys start showing you how it is possible to experience more than just physical embodiment. And when you do experience more than just physical embodiment, when you start experiencing mental embodiment, when you start experiencing emotional embodiment, then you start realizing that you're more than just the body. Try the techniques in the book. Joshua practices them. They are amazing, amazing, amazing techniques that you can practice everywhere. Tantra is very different to traditional approaches to spiritual practice. Tantra does not require you to be in a room with the phone switched off. Tantra does not require you to segment part of your day to be spiritual. Tantra is extremely integrated with life and daily activity and the very things you engage with in your daily life. Tantra brings this integration where all previous religions and doctrines really saw it as separate from life. It's something you did separate from your daily activity. It's something that you did separately from your professional career. You went away from that professional career. You went to India. You went on a camp where you were doing service. You blocked out an hour in your morning to do pranayams and breathing and meditations. Tantra comes and says, there's no need to do that. Your practice can be integrated into the very things you are already doing. And these keys of Yama show you how. And it's something anybody can do. Okay, so that's the difference. That's the difference of the New Age. What this New Age brings us is far higher levels of prana, just naturally, from this cosmos, because of the structure of the universe. It's covered in the book. I'm not going to spoil it for you. Read it. It's there. It is ancient knowledge. It's also new knowledge. It's stuff we've forgotten. It's stuff we don't know anymore. But trust me, it was known before, and it will be known again. Just as we thought the earth was flat, And when we discovered it was round, it changed everybody's context of what is real. In the same way, this knowledge and this new age will change the context from which we view reality and who we are. And that's the intention of the book. The whole end game, end goal of this series is to show how we can step beyond our current context into something far greater than we ever thought was there. Here Joshua steps out of his normal world that he's aware of and somehow into the distant past and sees a scene playing out as if it's him experiencing it. So this experience happened to me when I was in Rishikesh, in Bangalore. Bonnie was there. It's called regression. It's when you go back. And from here, the story then unfolds into all the secrets and all the knowledge and all the things that happened and the adventure. Samadhi is when you've mastered something. Samadhi is when you can do it at will. Satori is when a master gives you a gift. So the whole book is based on actual experiences I've had with the masters.